Hello, I'm Dr. Thomas Reed. For over 3 decades, I've had the honor of walking beside people in their later years, not as a savior, but as a quiet companion. A witness to their strength, their laughter, their memories. And yes, sometimes, their fears. If you're reading this, or perhaps listening as your daughter plays it for you while making tea, let me start by saying this: reaching 80 is not just an age. It's a triumph. You've lived through decades of change, of joy and pain, of love and loss. Your body may have slowed, your steps may have softened, but your presence, your wisdom, is more powerful than ever. And yet, I know this truth too: aging can feel lonely. Not because you are unloved, but because so many around you don't understand the quiet shifts that happen inside you, the way your muscles respond differently now, the way sleep feels lighter, or how the simplest of daily tasks require more intention. But I have good news for you: you can still thrive. You can still move with grace. You can still live with clarity and dignity. And no, it doesn't require intense workouts or rigid diets or expensive treatments. What it takes is something far simpler: a few intentional actions, done consistently, with care, with gentleness, and most of all, with belief that you are still capable of change. In this guide, I'll walk with you through 5 simple yet powerful domains of daily health, things we often overlook, but which hold the key to a longer, stronger, more joyful life after 80. No complicated medical jargon, no pressure, just a quiet voice, offering practical steps. Think of this as your pocket doctor, always here when you need a word of support. You are not alone. Let's begin this journey together, one breath, one small action, one peaceful morning at a time. Chapter 1, Light Movement, Maintaining Freedom. If there's one thing I've learned in my decades of practice, it's this: movement is freedom. And when you're over 80, freedom doesn't mean running marathons. It means being able to get out of bed on your own, walk to the kitchen safely, reach for your sweater without straining your shoulder. I've seen far too many seniors stop moving, not because they wanted to, but because they thought they had to. They were told, just rest. But rest isn't always healing. In fact, too much rest can become the very thing that steals your strength. Let me tell you about Eleanor. She's 84. 2 years ago, she fell while watering her plants and became afraid to walk. Her daughter brought her to me, and she said something I'll never forget: "I don't want to be brave. I just want to feel steady." So we started with one simple movement every morning: standing tall next to the kitchen counter, holding on gently, lifting her heels, just enough to feel her calves engage. 3 minutes. That's it. After 2 weeks, she said, "I don't feel like I'm shrinking anymore." After a month, she no longer needed to grip the walls as she walked. You don't need a gym, you don't need machines. What you need is a commitment to tiny movements every single day. Here's a simple routine I often recommend for people over 80. Heel lifts while holding a counter, 10 to 15 reps, marching in place, gently, holding the back of a sturdy chair, shoulder circles to improve posture and ease tension, neck stretches to relieve stiffness from looking down. All of these can be done in less than 10 minutes, with no floor work. Don't underestimate these small actions. They improve circulation. They activate your balance system. And most importantly, they tell your brain, "I'm still here. I'm still in control." So tomorrow morning, before you turn on the TV or reach for your newspaper, just try one movement. Let it be a quiet declaration to yourself: "I'm choosing life. I'm choosing strength." Chapter 2, Memory, Nurturing a Clear and Joyful Mind. If you've ever walked into a room and forgotten why, or searched for glasses that were already on your head, you're not alone. After 80, changes in memory are common, but they are not the end of clarity. I've had many patients whisper to me, "Doctor, am I losing my mind?" And I always answer gently, "No, you're just adjusting to a new rhythm." Your brain, like your body, needs movement. But in this case, it's mental movement, little moments that challenge, stimulate, and delight your mind. Let me tell you about George. He's 87. Every morning, he reads aloud for 5 minutes from a book he loves. Not to memorize, but to engage. He also writes down one memory a day in a little blue notebook: a story about his youth, his dog, or the first time he danced with his wife. You don't need puzzles or apps or brain training software. What you need is daily joy and curiosity. Here are 3 brain-nourishing practices you can try. Name 3 things you're grateful for each morning. This rewires your brain toward hope. Have a short conversation, even with a neighbor or a cashier. Language keeps neurons alive. Write 1 sentence a day. Not for anyone else, just for you. A thought, a memory, a dream. Also, don't underestimate music. Playing your favorite song and humming along activates parts of the brain untouched by time. Music is medicine. So is laughter. So is storytelling, and yes, don't forget hydration and sleep. Your brain is 75% water. Even mild dehydration can cloud memory. And restful sleep is when your mind resets and cleans itself, like a river washing clear. So if your memory feels slower these days, don't panic, don't hide it, nurture it. Love it. Invite it back with kindness, because your mind still holds treasures, not just for you, but for those who love hearing your stories. Chapter 3, Nutrition, Eating to Heal, Not Just to Survive. At 80, your relationship with food changes, not just in what your body needs, but in how food feels in your life. Some of my patients tell me, I don't eat as much anymore. Or, food just doesn't taste the same. Others eat simply because they have to, without joy, without connection. But here's something I want you to hear clearly: every bite you take still matters. Every meal is a chance to heal. You're not eating to grow taller anymore. You're eating to protect your muscles, fuel your brain, and support your immune system. And yes, even after 80, you can absolutely rebuild strength through food. Let's start simple. The 3 golden rules of senior nutrition: prioritize protein. Your muscles need more help now. Aim for small portions of protein at every meal: eggs, chicken, fish, beans, Greek yogurt, even a spoon of peanut butter can help. Color is power. A colorful plate, berries, greens, sweet potatoes, means you're getting the vitamins your body craves. Frozen veggies are just as good as fresh. Don't let grocery trips be a barrier. Drink even if you're not thirsty. The older we get, the less our body signals thirst, but dehydration can cause confusion, fatigue, and even falls. Keep a glass by your favorite chair. Sip throughout the day. Now, let me say something important. Food is also emotional. Many seniors eat alone. They cook less because no one's there to share the meal. If that's you, consider this a gentle invitation. Light a candle. Turn on soft music. Make the meal an act of self-respect. Even simple meals, when enjoyed mindfully, become nourishing rituals. Food is not about restriction now. It's about vitality, strength, and the pleasure of staying connected to your body, your memories, and the people who care for you. And if you have grandkids nearby, share your cooking. Let your recipes become your legacy. Chapter 4, Balance, Staying Steady, Staying Independent. One of the quiet fears many seniors carry, but rarely say aloud, is the fear of falling, not just because of the pain, but because of what a fall can take away: confidence, independence, and sometimes, the ability to live at home. But here's the truth I want you to hear: losing your balance is not inevitable, and you're not fragile. You're adaptable. Over the years, I've helped many people in their 80s regain balance, not through intense exercise, but through simple awareness and daily practice. Let me share Martha's story. She's 86. She told me she avoided walking outside, even on sunny days, because the uneven sidewalk made her anxious. So we made a small plan together. Each morning, for just 5 minutes, she did 3 things: toe taps to a wall, gently shifting weight from one leg to the other, standing on one foot while holding the sink, even for a few seconds, slow heel-to-toe walking along her hallway, like walking on a tightrope, only safer. Within a month, she said, I feel like I've grown roots. I'm grounded again. Your feet are your foundation. Make sure your shoes support you. Firm soles, non-slip, no floppy slippers. Check your home lighting. Keep walkways clear. Use night lights, but most of all, use your body every day, even if just a little. Balance isn't only physical, it's also emotional. When you feel anxious or uncertain, your body tenses. That tension throws off your center, so take a deep breath, let your shoulders relax, remind yourself, I am safe. I am steady. I am strong. Falling is not weakness, what matters is rising, and knowing you've prepared, gently, every day, to keep yourself standing tall. Let balance be your quiet daily practice, a gift to your future self. Chapter 5, Emotional Wellness, Calming Loneliness, Cultivating Joy. You can have a healthy heart, strong bones, and a sharp mind, but if your spirit feels lonely, heavy, or forgotten, then something vital is missing. I've sat beside many patients in their 80s who whispered, "Doc, I'm not in pain. I'm just alone." And my heart always aches when I hear that, because loneliness is not just a feeling, it's a health risk. Studies show it can raise blood pressure, weaken immunity, and even shorten lifespan. But the good news is this: you don't need a crowd to feel connected. You just need a few honest moments of presence each day. Let me tell you about Frank. He's 90. Widowed for 12 years. No children. Every evening, he lights a candle, sits by the window, and writes one sentence in a little journal. "Today, I smiled at someone on my morning walk. Today, I missed my wife's laugh. Today, the air smelled like spring." That's it. One sentence, but that ritual helps him feel seen, even by himself. Here are a few emotional practices I often recommend. Keep a small gratitude log. One thing a day. No pressure, call one person each week. Even a 5-minute check-in can lift your spirits. Join a local senior group, church circle, or walking club, not for exercise, but for smiles and stories. Breathe. Really breathe. Slow, deep breaths signal your nervous system, you are safe. And here's a secret: giving is a powerful cure for loneliness. Write someone a birthday card. Bake something simple and drop it off. Share your wisdom with a child. When you pour love out, you'll find it flows back to you in ways you didn't expect. So if today feels quiet or empty, know this: your presence still matters, your life still holds beauty, and your heart, though older, is still fully alive. Conclusion: a life still full of firsts. If you've made it this far with me, first, let me say, thank you. Thank you for giving yourself this time. Thank you for still believing that your health, your body, your mind, and your spirit are worth caring for, because they are. You are. Too often, the world speaks to aging as if it's an ending, but in my experience, for the ones who choose to listen inward, who choose kindness over pressure, who choose action over fear, aging becomes something entirely different. It becomes an awakening. You now know that a few small movements each day can keep you walking with freedom, that your mind is still a garden, and what you plant, in words, thoughts, and music, still blooms, that what you eat isn't about strict rules, but about giving your body the quiet power to heal, that balance is not just physical, but emotional, and reclaiming it is possible at any age, and that loneliness does not mean you are alone, because even now, through this page, through these words, I am with you. Here's something I've told many of my patients, and I'll say it to you now. You don't need to live like you're young again, you just need to live like you still matter, because you do. So take a breath, stretch your arms gently, drink a glass of water, call someone you love, write a note to yourself that says, "I'm proud of how far I've come. I'm not done yet." This stage of life, the 80s and beyond, isn't a waiting room, it's a season. A sacred one, a time to reflect, to give, to receive, and yes, to begin again, in small ways. And every day that you choose to care for yourself, one walk, one smile, one healthy bite, one honest conversation, you are choosing life. So from one heart to another, stay steady. Stay curious, and never forget, there are still beautiful firsts ahead of you. With deep respect, Dr. Thomas Reed. If this message touched your heart, please share it with someone you love, and if you'd like more gentle guidance like this, subscribe. We're walking this journey together.